week, we saw that the weather was going to be kind of iffy. I think that weather forecast changed like 4 or 5 times, maybe on Saturday alone. But I had reached out to their coach, ahead of time. We were trying to. We knew it was going to be a great game, and we wanted to play under the best conditions possible. We looked at moving to Sunday. We looked at moving it earlier in the day, Saturday, and just with all the logistical moving pieces of trying to get a bus, other things like that, rentals taking place on our turf. We said, you know what, we're going for it. We're going to play it. We're going to play at 6, and it's going to be what it'll be. I started prepping the guys about little things they could do to, in case that it was going to be bad weather. Bring in extra pairs of gloves, right? You change at halftime. Extra footwear in case their feet were soaked. Different things little things that might make a difference to get us a goal in the second half. Ended up actually being a beautiful. We caught the perfect window for that game. I think it had rained earlier in the day. Kind of settled for us, and then I think right around the time we were wrapping up the barbecue afterwards, the skies opened up again, and it started to rain. So we got a huge break, and it was an awesome opportunity for us to play that night under the lights with a great crowd.
Yeah, I definitely got ready for that game. I feel like a little more, even though I try to, like I said, come out the same every game. I did come out for that game a little bit more fired up and a little bit more locked in, just because I knew the competition was harder than what we've played the whole year, and I knew I'd step up along with my other captains like Tate, Flanny, RJ, Dugan. Not just captains, just all around. Everyone need to play their best game. So yeah, it was a little bit different.
So we came in, we knew that this Westwood team was good. They were a top team in their D2 down in Mass. We understood that we needed to come out and do a job. The preparation was no different than that of another team or that of Portsmouth. We just understood that we had a job to do, and regardless of who was coming out there and the players that they had, we were going to give it our all.
It definitely felt a little different. Everybody had to lock in, get in the right mindset. I think a bunch of the games that we played this year, haven't been as competitive, and I think we've just kind of had fun with it. But, the Westwood game was a lot about, locking in, being able to play as a team, just as a group defensively, offensively. We know that they have good guys on, both sides of the field. As we saw number 4 play very good defense and then very good offense, just to name one of their guys. Yes, we had to lock in, definitely just get in the right mental state. I think physically, it's the same, just stretching, getting ready, get your sticks warm. But I think it was very different mentally, just a big test for us.
During the week, during practices, after school, a lot of guys, you felt like a little more locked in, because I feel like we kept getting a little comfortable going into games that we were winning 20-1, 20-3, stuff like that. But Coach kind of let us know before that this isn't another one of the teams we're just going to roll. So I think a lot of guys were a little more locked in during practice and knew to take it a little more seriously.
early in the game, going down 2-0. I wouldn't say it was surprising, but it was. It obviously felt different. It was the first time all season we'd been in that situation. But I told guys afterwards I was really impressed with the resolve, the grit, just the way they reacted to a little bit of adversity. Because things weren't flowing. Maybe we should have seen it coming. Maybe we should have expected a little bit because things had been so easy in the season, right? And then until you get in the moment, you can watch teams on tape, you can have a scouting report, but until you match up with them, you don't know what you're getting into. And they were fast, they were physical, they executed well, and we did make some mistakes early in the game, and then we reacted well to them. Down 2-0. We got, I think it was 2-1 at the end of the first. Halftime was 4-3, and everybody's thinking like this is gonna be a low-scoring game. And then all of a sudden it turns into a shootout in the second half. And I think it was two teams kind of adjusting to the style of play. I think teams got tired, right? And so more things opened up in the middle of the field. But the big thing that I challenged our guys with too is early in the game we were trying to make too many individual plays. We were trying to win it in one possession, and I kept telling the guys, look, defense and believe in your teammates, right? Like we needed to play together. The same thing we've always built our offense on. Get more guys involved. One person doesn't have to win the game. They don't have to do everything there. There might be a moment where we need to put somebody does need to put us on their back and win the game.
I'd say we were in a great headspace. There's definitely some tension. I know there was for the defense there was some frustration because we had killed 3 man down penalties in the first half, which is never something that you want to do. We felt like we hadn't really been the cause of them. So there's some tension there. I know the offense was kind of in their heads because they'd been struggling a little bit. But I think once we sat down and we kind of talked through some things, we came out of our huddle feeling better and kind of excited to be in an actual tight game for once. So I think the competitive nature of it kind of dispelled any frustrations or anxiety that we had because it's nice to be in a competitive game, and kids are excited about that.
During halftime, guys, coach just kind of went around and said, what are you seeing out there? And the defense put in their input, the offense put in their input. I think guys really just kind of relaxed a little bit and settled the ball on offense, and the defense settled down. Got away, got a bunch of takeaways. Parker made some saves.
I don't think there was any panic. I think, same as last year. We have the same group as last year. We trailed at halftime last year and still been able to stay in games. So I think knowing, just being in the right headspace, just resetting, it's a new half, not really panicking about we're down at half, and just staying, we were in the game. We were only down by 1. We still had a chance down 4-3. And we just kind of had to learn from our mistakes in the first half, build on those, and we just had to reset our game plan and just move forward.
Honestly, I think it was more exciting than panicked because we haven't been in this situation before, and we were kind of just like, all right, we're in a game. This is going to be fun. This is going to be a dogfight. And I think that's the perspective we had looking at it. And it wasn't like, oh no, we're going to lose. It was like, all right, we have to fight. We have to come back, and we have to actually work this half.
We just weren't really used to like being down, I guess. So like dealing with that adversity through halftime, you know, coaches telling us like calm down. We just need to play our game. We need to stay out of the penalty box and just play how we've been practicing and stuff like that. So it wasn't more of like any pregame speech that got us fired up. We just started playing how we should be playing.
Yeah, after the face-off.
Attention now. Quinn, you're hot. Quinn. Good job, Ethan. Moving kick, sir. Good job, Ethan. Easy. Up on that. Up.
Basically, I'm running like to my strong arm, which is my right, so I'm running to the right down the alley. So I got the ball up top, get a full steam ahead, and the guy is still on me as I do my dodge, and the only way I could get the shot off is like jumping and like getting my stick higher than he was. So that's what I kind of do. I kind of jumped a few yards and I slung it sidearm, and it just went right above the goalie in the top left, right over his head.
That is the highest I've seen him jump. I just saw a team coming together and playing their best lacrosse, and I couldn't be more happy for my other teammates to be playing to their high potential, even though we still all have more like room to grow. I saw in that clip especially Flanny playing some really good lacrosse and had a super nice goal. So I was just getting juiced up for him because I'm happy to see him kind of step up to the plate in a big game like that and just play how he's been playing. So it's good to see.
Because he was a really skilled player, but we didn't really have the personnel to defend him as he needed to be defended. Like, we couldn't put a pole on him because they had 4 other guys who were pretty legit that we needed to cover. So it was kind of a little bit of a logistical challenge, especially on the man down. We had to adjust a little bit mid-game because I think he scored like 2 man down, just shots from like the box. So I had to adjust a little bit and have Ethan Flanagan kind of lock him off, and then we basically just played 4-on-5 man down. But it was interesting to play against, because we haven't really played against a really good D1 pole in my time at Derryfield. So it was an interesting challenge to see, an interesting adjustment to make like mid-game.
Get
There were some times where Westwood would go up by a goal, and they had a chance to extend that lead, and we needed to make some stops in the defensive end. We did it. Logan Purvis, I think, won all but 2 or 3 faceoffs on the day. Never allowed them to kind of build momentum through possession. Parker didn't have double-digit saves, but it seemed like he made a save when we needed, or the defense or Parker made a stop or a save when we really needed one. When again, Westwood would have opportunities to kind of extend that lead and make it really difficult for us to climb back, and gave us a shot in that fourth quarter. I saw a lot of resolve, and there were a couple times, you're right, where the momentum swung, where they would go back up a goal, and it was kind of like, all right, how are we going to respond? But guys just, they kept their cool. They again, trusted each other, and we had some guys, I remember I thought a huge goal for us was, I think we were down 9-8, and Alex Murray, did a great off-ball cut at the top of the box, stepped in, a lot of confidence. I'm not sure I would have drawn it up, but, stepped up and actually just absolutely tagged the corner. And at that point, I was like, all right, we got something here. It's on,
Work together. We're going early. I need guys to take 30. Let's go. Kramer, take that behind. RJ, take it behind. RJ, take it behind. Chili, get out. Chili, get out. Off ball movement. Off ball movement. Cycle. 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 Move, Johnny, move. Cycle.
We kind of caught a lucky break there with them throwing the ball out, but we took advantage of that perfectly. I think we were clearing it, and we didn't have the right clear going or something like that, so coach called a timeout perfectly.
Well, coming out, I don't know if it was like a timeout or a break before I had to clear the ball, and it's just like the nerves are kind of getting to you. I think there was like 25 seconds left, and the ball was in our end, and there was 3 guys lined up, so we had to clear the ball. So, and I was just running down. I mean, I don't even know. When the ball came out, I was just thinking, I gotta get the ball back, obviously, but I know I'm playing for my team. I know they've been working their hardest that whole game, and there's no excuse for me not to make that play. So I just gotta do it, not only for me and my game, but just for Coach Hetler and my teammates who are expecting me to come out on top with that play and just get that result for our guys. So, yeah, I was just kind of, I guess, the dependency to get that ball to the other end and make a play after.
You kind of got to pray. If you're on defense, you just are watching the offense do what they do. You just got to pray and hope that they can get it done. And then to see the ball go in the back of the net is just really reassuring. You're like, all right, my job's kind of done. I think the game is over. I can relax. And then we just had to kill that last face-off at the end for the last 2.5 seconds.
I was really nervous, but I saw an opportunity to kind of get to the net and dodge and shoot. I missed it. It goes out of bounds. RJ picks
Defense
it
did a great job got us the ball back, and then Quinn made an unbelievable play, got the ball down in their half so we could get a shot off.
It's not enough time to dodge, especially I dodged on number 24. He was really good all game, so I knew it was gonna take some work and take some time to get around him and get a good shot off. So I knew I wasn't gonna be the one taking the shot, and I just had to force it in there.
As RJ goes up to pick the ball, kind of thinking there's a few seconds left. Worst that happens, we get a shot off. And I honestly thought that he was just going to shoot it. So my first instinct was get to the net, screen the goalie. RJ takes a shot, rebound. Hopefully we can get a rebound. Hopefully we can do something with it.
Quinn, come off and pick. You gotta go. Gotta go. Chili, set it!
I got a step on my guy and then got the pass and luckily was able to make a shot. Kudos to RJ though, that was a great pass.
And luckily Chili's hands are amazing, and I don't really know how he finished that, but he did. And it was just an amazing moment to live through and just an amazing game overall.
Offense went out there and they executed and they got the goal with 2.5 seconds left. It was just really exciting and a really big confidence booster for the whole team, being like, all right, we can, in pressure situations, we can perform and execute.
I think we all know that what those guys are capable of doing. RJ definitely showed it that game, and I was saying to everyone that I've been explaining the game to in the last shot. If anyone was going to score that goal, it was going to be Chili. I don't think anyone else would have taken that shot and made it like he did. I think it was his only goal of the game, and he'd been pretty quiet all game. But if anyone's going to make that shot like that, it's going to be him.
Got a little push in the back, but right as I kind of shot and I turned into it. And I could see the ball go in. So I kind of knew, once I finished my roll, that we were up 11-10 with 2 seconds left. And after a huge shootout game, got ourselves into a little bit of a dogfight, and it was electric. The fans went crazy, our bench went crazy, and the feeling was great.
It really kind of validates the way we're running practice, all the transitional stuff, the off-ball, the chemistry building that we're doing in the drills that we do, where they're not scripted plays, where they're guys assessing a situation, looking at the way your defender's playing you, and making a play, right? And that's really what happened to that. We were sort of in Quinn cleared the ball, we were man down, made it through a double team somehow, gets off a pretty good shot. I actually saw him break free, and I thought he had a chance to bury it there, missed the net wide. RJ goes, picks him up. Tate had released on the penalty. I don't think Westwood had knew the penalty was over at that point. We're playing 6-on-6, and they had kind of set up in a 1-4-1, and I was actually hoping that they were going to seal Quinn, who was up top, and allow him to come off a pick. But Chili just recognized that his defender was kind of playing him straight up off his hip, did a little jab cut, got his hands free. RJ made a good pass, caught it on the crease, and buried it in the perfect spot. I did tell him he owed me one from Winnicott his sophomore year when he went BTB, and we still think it went in and hit the bottom, but he buried it this time for sure. And no, it was just a perfect ending to the way things had gone in that game. And again, kind of a testament to what we've been doing in practice and the chemistry we've been building 6-on-6.
I want to say it reaffirmed what we thought we knew. I know we definitely didn't have we definitely didn't want to lose, and we definitely didn't have that thought in the back of our minds. It was like, we're gonna win, or we're gonna take this thing into overtime, and we're gonna end up winning at the end of it. That was kind of our only mindset. It wasn't like, oh, we're gonna lose, we're gonna get a loss, and it's like, oh well. It was kind of like, the only choice was to win. That was our only choice.
You know, our guys just stayed cool and made plays down the stretch. And so, you know, coming out of that game, I told the kids, I said, this was a huge step in you guys proving like, hey, when we do get in situations like this, you guys can execute and you can make plays when we need them to.
I think it was a really good test for us to just see if we can perform under pressure, and if we can make plays when they need to be made. I kind of got like flashbacks to our Portsmouth championship game last year, because it felt a lot of the same way. Like the defense, we just couldn't make a stop and get the ball back, and then each team would just keep scoring and scoring. So for the defense, it was kind of a check for us to like lock in, and honestly kind of a wake-up call, because I personally felt a little helpless out there. I was like, how can we stop them from scoring and get it clear and get another chance to go up like two or one goal and extend the lead. I think it was really affirming for Logan Purvis at face-off, because like every time we scored a goal, we'd get the face-off again, so we'd get another chance at offense. So that was really awesome to see how strong he is and how far he's come.
We got ourselves into a little bit of a dogfight, and what really it came down to was a few players making big key plays. We had Logan on the face-offs winning over 90%, having an absolute day, as well as Parker making huge saves. And I think, yes, we're always behind, but we understood that we have a job to do, and we have players who are making big plays, and we can really build off that effort and really build off that momentum. And yeah, we were down, but in the end, we came out on top, and that's all that matters.
You know, everybody was in a great mental state. I didn't see any panic in anybody. You know, and if I did, they definitely, you know, brought it back up and came back. I think the key to that is to not get too high, not get too low. You know, this group, we're tight together. You know, we're good as a team, and just playing great as a team and building each other up, and, you know, just being able to survive a shootout like that, and then move into that fourth quarter with confidence and knowing, you know, we're still in the game and we still have a chance.
When there is a good team, we do all kind of raise our standards and we do play better, and like another opponent's, their skill level will raise ours as well, and we'll kind of match that. But I didn't know, I guess something I was surprised about when we were down, we didn't get down on ourselves at all. I didn't see any body language drop or anything. We were just playing lacrosse and not acting like we were down, just playing like it was 0-0. And yeah, I guess so. I was a little bit surprised at how well we dealt with that adversity and didn't let it get to us, and just kind of kept our emotions in check.
Shows that like our work we've put in this season and last season have ultimately paid off, especially playing a really good like big divisional team like that's from Mass. I think it shows us that our work has paid off, and it was worth it, and it's going to be worth it going into playing Timberlane and Portsmouth.